This is Bryce Van Patten for Metal Express Radio Backstage. Today, my guest is guitarist Tuomas Hirvonen of Frozen Land. The band just released their new album, Out of the Dark, and Tuomas is here to tell us all about it. How are you doing this afternoon, evening? It's 10 a.m. for me, so.
Yeah, it's 8 a.m. at Finland, but I'm doing just fine. I had a flu for 5 days, so I'm getting the energy back up.
Oh man, nasty.
Yeah, nasty business.
Yeah, glad you're feeling better.
Yeah.
If somebody say came up to you and you had to give an elevator pitch on they don't know anything about Frozen Land, how would you describe your music to somebody?
An elevator pitch, yeah, it would be like, if you like 90s metal, power metal from Scandinavia and Germany, just listen to us. Because nobody's these days, everybody's the most traditional bands have gone, very modern style, I think, in metal. But nowadays, few bands do it classically, not classically, but in a classic way.
Absolutely.
That's about
Absolutely.
that.
Yeah, I do see a good amount of bands that are still putting out music that would fit perfectly in early to late 80s. You know what I mean?
Mm-hmm.
Well, for one, there's a band in America called Jag Panzer. Have you heard of them?
Yeah.
Yeah, their album sounds like it could have come out of 1980, 83 very, very easily, which is, I think is a good thing.
It is. And actually, I liked Judas Priest, the last one, quite a lot. Fantastic mix. Everything. Superb.
Yeah. What do you think of the newer Saxon albums?
Oh, I haven't heard them, so I'm gonna say.
Oh, fantastic stuff.
I have to check it later.
Okay. Can you tell me a little bit about how the band came together and just a little bit about the history of Frozen Land?
It just came together that one day, I think I was 27. I thought that, fuck me, I have been playing guitar for 15 years and there's nothing to show for it. So I have to make an album. And I did. So, but I didn't have any friends, because I'm a weird-looking guy. Not really. I didn't have anything who to play with at the time. So I just searched YouTube and these Finnish musicians platforms and found some guys to play with me.
Mm-hmm.
It's a project. It was a project.
Right. How long ago was that?
It was 5 years ago. In 2018, yeah.
Yeah. Is this the third album then?
It's the second one. Actually,
second?
I'm putting together the third one as we speak, but yeah.
Fantastic. So are a lot of the guys as well from Finland?
Actually, all of them are except the singer, Tony Maloney. Nice mafia name. He's from Italy.
Yeah, I kind of guessed that by his sure.
No shit. Yeah.
So yeah, he's got a great voice. So
yeah.
How do you approach songwriting when you're putting together an album for Frozen Land?
God, so it's a freak show. I just go to work in my car and I press rec, iPhone, and just noodle anything that goes, like riffs and vocal lines, and that's how all the songs are made in a car, basically.
Yeah, so you just get an idea and turn on your phone recorder and sing into it a little bit, or
right, like good old Michael Jackson. Except I don't have the voice, but yeah.
So when do you write the entire song then, or do you just come up with a riff and share it with the rest of the band, or how does that all happen?
Yeah, I'm kind of a dictator when it comes to writing the songs. Yeah, I have a strong vision, so I just want to, follow through. So far, everybody has accepted it, so it's all right. It's cool.
So you're writing the lyrics and the vocal lines and everything?
Yeah, everything. Yeah.
And it works for everybody. So that's good. So far,
there's really no, platform to write complaints. So I don't know. No, it's been working quite well actually. Yeah.
Awesome. So yeah, it's one thing when you're collaborating on writing and you have to go back and forth, but when you have a vision, right?
Yeah.
So
yeah, I don't know. It's a great vision. It could be like shit. It could be good, but it's a vision, right? So I just have to follow it. I cannot do it otherwise. Otherwise, I feel like there's too many compromises, and messes up my head. So it's the only way for me. I don't know. It's good or bad, but it's the only way.
Sure. Do you come up sometimes with just the vocal melody line, or is it or guitar riff idea, or do you base things off of the vocal melody first?
It's a good question. Actually, I always do the vocal melodies first, and then the guitar is with the vocal lines. So
kind of build around that.
yeah. Melody wise, it's the easiest because I always, when I listen to bands, I always listen to the vocal melodies. So
well, it makes sense. I mean, it's kind of a classical way of writing songs, right? You come up with your main theme and
and it isn't mess hookah, you have this, weird drum things. I'm a straightforward guy. It's just ABC structure all the way. So what the hell?
So when it comes to recording, then do you have your own recording studio and do you do a lot of this yourself, or how does that work?
Yeah, studio is a strong word. Well, I think everybody has nowadays. Yeah, I have a audio card and plug and play. I just plug the guitar in and that's it. So it's pretty easy. But quite frankly, I miss the old days because in the studio there's always something happening and you can you can hear the product.
Right.
It's all finished and it gives you more more ground to work on. So that's what I miss. In home, I'm a pretty bad mixer, so it's a really demo sound. So there can't be many layers. There can be like 5 tracks, and that's that. So
right. Yeah. So it's a different energy when you're get together with a group of guys and you're in a nice studio and you can hear it through their amazing monitors and
say no more. Totally.
With somebody else handling all the mixing and recording.
Yeah. I don't know which bands have the money nowadays to do that. So
yeah, even when I talked to Marcus in Halloween, he talked about they do the drums in a big studio.
Only okay.
Kind of, yeah, a lot of it, and and a lot of bands are doing that because if they want to get that drum mix right, and then most people, I don't know if same for your band, but if you've got, say, one band member lives in one country, another one lives 3 hours away, and your singer's in, I imagine, Italy, so is everybody kind of adding their parts then at their own little home studio?
Yeah, that's basically how it goes. And with the drummer, I always try to do the pre-production, and then there's the studio. We just get it right. But with Guys of Halloween, I think it's different. Andy Davis living in Tenerife, or what the fuck, some Mediterranean country, drinking booze and singing in home studio might be nice.
So you guys have a little bit of back and forth?
Actually, no.
You just say, here's your part. Already. Let me know when it's done, and then listen to it and say that's good.
Yeah, because I'm a lazy guy. I don't want to do it 5 times over. It has to be good. So the second album we just released, it's the first demo. I didn't change one thing. It's the first demo, and that's that. So it's pretty raw, actually. And I think it's a rare thing. People polish a lot of their songs.
So do you record with a guitar amp still, or are you using virtual guitar amplifiers?
DI, unfortunately, yeah, DI. I wish I was using, but I don't have it anymore. I had to sell it for food.
So what can I ask? What plug-in you like to use for your guitar sound?
I have this, 10-year-old Amplitude 4, but it has this crazy crunchy sound, and it's unforgiven. If you make a mistake with it, you're gone. So I have to play pretty darn good. So Amplitude 4.
Yeah, really, Amplitude.
Yeah, 4.
Right.
It's 10 years old.
So basically, You have to be very precise, correct?
Yeah, yeah. It's a low gain, and you can hear everything, every mistake you can hear. So, but it's good for me because I'm a lazy, so I just have to do it one time correct. And
right, but you're at home, so you've got the chance, right?
Yeah, but because I'm lazy, I don't want to work work on the song for a month.
You don't want to have to do it 5 times. And
no, just the first time and rock and roll. Let's go.
Awesome. So I noticed that you have a bit of a affinity for Eurotrance, and a couple songs on the new album have that style. Can you talk about how you think those fit with the rest of the power metal? Because I reviewed your album, and I like your album a lot.
Yeah,
but for me, I felt those songs were different and maybe could have been on a different record. But that's just my opinion. Nothing against them. I'm just, what can you talk about Eurotrance and this topic?
Yeah, if we take some ecstasy, sure. But you're 100% correct. They don't fit there, but I didn't give a shit. I just had to put them somewhere. It was a good joke, but apparently people are taking it far too seriously because they are, they are kind of trashing the album because the two songs, and I can get it. People still want a wholesome, experience with the album.
Right.
These songs they break. So
somehow, if you just put the word bonus track in front of it,
yeah, it could be better.
People think differently, but again, I think it's a really good album. So, but it didn't bother me. I just felt, that they didn't
belong.
Like you have apples, and 2 oranges.
Sure.
But I still felt it was all very, very good. What is it about Eurotrance?
I don't know. It was E-Type. They had this, really beautiful ladies in the 90s singing crazy cheesy stuff, and I was hooked. I had to do something, but it was a bit of A/B testing, A/B testing about whether people I kind of grow into them or not, but apparently not. So in the third album, I doubt that there will be an Eurotrance track actually.
Yeah, you're getting some blowback from some reviewers? Are you saying?
Sure, yeah, kind of much. Pretty much, actually. Yeah. That's all right. It's that's what music should be. Get
sure.
So yeah,
it makes a conversation. Yeah,
sure. Yeah, do you like Senorita? Okay, what the fuck? It's a great opener,
Yeah, I think it's a cool video. So it's
oh fuck, go. Let's not go in there.
Well, okay, let's go there. Tell me about shooting the video.
I was in acid when I made it.
What's that?
It seems like I was in acid when I made it.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So did you shoot the video, or?
No, my friend actually did it, and we had a some kind of sketch of what we wanted to do, but the vision isn't quite there.
Right.
Yeah. It was fun 2 days.
Yeah, well, it looks like fun.
Yeah, we were pretty drunk when we made it, so that's what you get.
Yeah,
don't think too much when you shoot a music video. That's the lesson here.
It should be fun, right?
It should be fun, and it was. Yeah,
I mean, the whole album should be fun, right?
Yeah, and it was. Yeah,
I think you captured that pretty good. Can you talk about any touring plans that you guys have?
Unfortunately, no. We just it's really hard these days. We are trying to find some guy who can manage us a bit in that direction, because I myself don't have the professional skills to do it. So let's see in future. Who knows?
Yeah. Any festivals? Any shows coming up?
That's you would have to know the promoters, and the manager would help.
Yeah.
Yeah, and I don't know this. The Spotify, our listeners, or the amounts of listen, the amount of listen. What the fuck? Say, the Spotify numbers are not quite there. So I don't know if we are ready, ripe for picking for festivals and shows. We would have to do smaller club gigs and all. That's pretty hard.
Yeah. Are you guys with Scarlet Records, or what is your label?
Massacre.
Oh, Massacre. I'm sorry.
Yeah. Massacre.
Yeah. How did that come about getting on Massacre?
Well, just an email, just an email.
Yeah.
Like a music. Okay. Yeah. Let's do a record.
It was that easy?
Yeah, it really was.
Yeah. What kind of support do they give these days?
Well, to speak in general, I think the music, the industry has gone to the let's make one record with quality to let's make 1,000 records with little quality.
Yeah.
So, let's just push them out, and that can be seen in the not Massacre's work, of course, but in the the genre general, and in the final products that people get, the sounds for me are not quite polished as they used to be. And, there's a lot more like we record the sounds at home, so you can really hear that, and it pisses me off because it loses something. But what can you do? Soon the AI will do the music, and we are all gonna be fucked.
Yeah, let's hope not.
Fucked.
Yeah, I have to say that in the old days, bands had a producer, right?
Yeah.
And nowadays, the cost of even having a producer is not in most people's budget. And with a lot of bands, where the band members have a day job, you know what I mean?
Yeah,
to pay the bills and keep the lights on and everything.
Sure.
It can be difficult to have that kind of situation to where only the really big bands still can afford a producer. So it leaves it to guys to do their own thing like you're doing.
Yeah. But we really could have used a producer like in Senorita. I think it would have been a totally different track,
Yeah.
If somebody would have been in the studio and say, "Hey, too much cowbell, don't do that."
But ultimately, then you're the producer, correct?
Yeah, that's nasty business. It's, then you can have like really shitty songs and really good songs. Because I'm like deaf.
So do you write a good number more songs than you end up using?
Never. I'm using all, Right. Because like I said to you, I used the first demos.
Yeah.
That's in the album. Yeah.
Yeah. I know in the old days when I think about bands like Thin Lizzy, where they would write 15 songs to put out 8.
Crazy.
And they would say, "No, we don't like The Boys Are Back in Town. We don't want to put that on the record." And then the producer says, "You're out of your mind. That's the song going on the record." You know what I mean? And
when you have Phil Lynott going, "Let's snort some cocaine and let's do two more months in studio," it's easier to make 50 songs.
Yeah, those were different days, that's for sure.
Totally.
Well, I think it's kind of freeing at the same time, though, that you don't have somebody over your shoulder telling you that doesn't work or change this, or you know what I mean?
Yeah, sure. But still, I miss the old days.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Well, I was going to ask, what else does 2023 have in store for Frozen Land?
And it's really just making a new album. I think they're going to go to studio late this year, actually. I have 5 songs ready, so let's rock. I'm going to do them.
Awesome.
Yeah.
Awesome. Yeah. So you're thinking early next year, another record?
It takes about 6 months after finalizing the product, so next summer, I think. And there's going to be an Eurodance track.
Are you guys releasing on CD only, or what about vinyl, or the kind of craze everybody's doing now of going back to cassette tapes?
Wow, I never heard about cassette tapes anymore. But,
they're everywhere.
Yeah, really? Fuck me. Okay.
Yeah, I can't get it. I mean, I remember how horrible they were.
Yeah, me too. Like, rewinding.
Yeah, I remember going into the studio back in the 80s and on a 1-inch or 2-inch tape, and hearing it on the studio monitors, and then they would send it, mix it down to the little 1/4-inch tape, and then they would send that to the reproducing guy who would give you your cassette. And by the time you played it on your cassette, you're like, what the fuck? What happened to my sound? You know what I mean? Now it just sounds like a muddy mess or something.
Yeah.
But apparently there's this big craze about cassette tapes again, and I don't know if it's people that weren't around then wanting to experience some sort of I don't know. But
I just watched that people are going in the movies to watch Barbie. So what the hell? What the hell do I know?
The Barbie movie.
Yeah. So what the fuck, man?
I don't know. My daughter's all grown up and moved out, so I fortunately don't have any of that. That's would be watching in my house. But so vinyl. Any
yeah, they are printing vinyl, and actually they are selling more than the CDs. So that's the way to go these days.
Yeah. What do you think of the benefit of vinyl as far as when people put it on, they're going to listen to half of your songs without skipping to the next one? Because you know how it is with digital. People see that there's 10 or 12 songs and they start hitting that skip button.
Dude, I don't know.
Because it's too easy. You know what I mean?
Yeah. Who am I to say?
No opinion?
No, actually, who am I to lecture? If people like to skip, just skip. I like to listen to the whole album, because then you can, get the vibe. But I don't preach. I cannot. With the song I cannot preach.
Yeah. The thing I like about vinyl, I mean, I don't like the sound. I have to be honest. People that say it sounds better, I disagree completely, because I remember when CDs came out, and all of a sudden I could hear parts that I could never hear, were recorded that I could never hear. But on albums, they would design the music to start and end, and your songs were designed to be an experience for that half of the record. You know what I mean? Yeah. As opposed to just a collection of songs.
Completely, yeah.
And so
at home, I just listen to 24-bit WAV, because it has the best digital output there. So that's my thing.
Well, is there anything else that you'd like to add, or anything, shout out you'd like to give, or where can we get your record, or what else do you have to say for me?
I don't know. Have a good night. It's Vancouver, right?
Yeah, Vancouver, Washington.
Yeah.
By Portland, Oregon, if you know.
Portland, yeah.
Yeah, we're just across the river.
All right. Just across the river, sure.
Yeah.
Anything else, man? Just to keep it coming, and thanks for having us, and keep it metal.
No, I love the new record, and thanks again for being my guest. And everybody should pick up a copy of Out of the Dark by Frozen Land. And thanks again, Tuomas.
Thanks again.
You have a great day.
You too, man.
Bye-bye.